The views and the opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities of LFTP Productions.
Woo! Hey, who said these ladies can't get it? You know how they get it. They come on the scene and we say, Divas, and talk and make it. I like the way you walk and Divas, make me feel. I like the way you talk and Divas, Divas. I like the way you block it, Divas, Divas. We got the diva doses. 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 We got the diva doses.
Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to the Divas Dose podcast show, where nothing's off topic because everything is definitely up for discussion. I'm your gracious co-host, Sharnita, or just simply Nita. And to my left, we have the lovelies.
Peaches with no cream, but I got all the tea.
Hey, I'm Renee.
And to my right, we have the lovely.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Oso Mimi.
Okay, and together, we're the DDP coming at you live from the Pentagon. All right. Okay, so if this is your first time tuning in, we'd like to thank you guys and let you know we really appreciate you tuning in. And if you've been with us since day one, we just want to say thank you for the support. We love it. Without further ado, we're going to jump into a prayer, then we'll jump right into it. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you. We humbly come to you thanking you for traveling grace to and from our destination. And we ask that you bless this union of 4 women, 4 mics, 4 voices, and 1 space. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
All right, so coming fresh off the election, tonight's topic is none other than, is this a man's world? Mm-hmm. So we're just going to dive right into it. Also, Mimi, do you believe this is a man's world? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, elaborate.
I just think right now women are dominating men in various areas, especially within one particular culture.
Okay, and we'll hold that thought. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Peaches.
Well, I want to know what culture.
Okay, that's why we said we'll come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just cool your horses, baby. What do you think?
It's definitely a man's world. Y'all need to get over yourselves.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You want to elaborate a little bit, or you want us to come back to you?
Oh, it's a man's world.
Okay.
Why you think we don't have no female president? Don't nobody want no female president. Too emotional. Get pissed off, want to go bomb Baghdad.
Okay, hold that thought. We'll come back to you. Hey, Renee, what you think?
Yeah, it's a man's world
You think it's elaborate a little bit?
because men don't want to see women. Some men don't want to see women in leadership positions. We saw it with Kamala Harris.
Don't forget about
That's-
Hillary.
But
that's
if we were,
what right
we
with
saw it with
Hillary as
Hillary.
well.
Okay.
That's what they were saying.
but if it's a man's world, why would they be threatened?
They not threatened.
They are threatened. That's why she didn't get elected.
No, she didn't get elected because she was going with Biden's whole thing. Didn't nobody want that?
No, she
Everybody
had
wanted
her own
change.
policies.
She had some
No,
of her own
she did
policies.
not.
She did. She had her own policies.
Like what? Because I didn't hear her mention
Like the
anything.
the first time Affordable Homes Act, which is about $25,000 for anybody who was a first time home buyer. She had her own policies. She did not
that
ride off of
years
Biden.
ago. They did that years ago.
Not $25,000.
No, it was 8,000.
It was
years
8.
ago.
Exactly.
8,000, 25,000, same difference. You still got your
So
home
you
because I
think the
got mine
policy?
doing that.
You think the policy was still the same as the previous Democrats?
Yeah.
Okay, but
And
you
I
just
just
upped the
think
number.
also
Okay.
that people of our culture are made to think and believe that we're supposed to vote Democrat. I mean, that's what we were wired to think. Black people were wired to think that. You know, you vote Democrat regardless. Just like with Obama. What exactly did he do for black people? Nothing. But he did everything for the gays.
Now,
That's
is this,
not true.
now hold on. Is this something
Well,
that you know
that's how I feel.
to be fact, or just
It's
a feeling?
fact.
Is that your fact check?
It's fact.
She's acting like a woman.
No, I'm not. I'm acting like a man because I'm always right.
I do.
Okay.
You're acting like a woman, Peaches. You're in your feelings.
I'm not in my feelings.
But because
What did Obama do for you?
Well, first of all, I don't think that any president should be specifically for me. I'm a people's person. So because I do a lot in the community, I'm always going to vote from a community perspective.
Right.
I'm not looking at, the rich, the middle class, or the poor. I'm looking at what's best for the people and think long term. Right?
So what was Kamala thing that was best for the people that you
Her
thought?
name is Kamala, not Kamala. You acting like them people now.
I don't know what the woman, Kamala Harris. Let's just say Harris then, so I don't mess it up.
My number one reason for voting for her, because I did vote for her, was because of the fact of the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And the reason why I took that stance is because mass incarceration is still going on, and Trump would have had the opportunity to vote 3 more people in that seat. So when I look at the African American culture, I look at that's just one more fight, because there's a lot of people that are wrongfully imprisoned, and they have the highest level of court is the Supreme Court.
Well, what about all the black people that she had prosecuted and put them in prison?
That was her job.
Right.
That's your job. If you're going to climb the ladder, you have to do your job.
Once again, is that something you know to be a fact, or
Yeah,
is that
y'all
something you
know
feel
that.
It was 41 men.
No, 41,
Yeah.
41,000,
So
same
you
difference.
putting the 2 on the 10 with the numbers though, Peaches.
But she still did it.
It was her job, Peaches.
She was supposed to do it.
Your job.
Were they wrongfully accused?
One of them
And-
was.
And was it fair? Did the
Is
crime
life
fit
fair?
did the crime fit the punishment?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't confirm that.
But I feel like this: if you do a crime, you're gonna do the
your
time.
fact
Right.
check.
That's accountability. I don't care how you look at it; it's accountability. But what I do care about is if you in there and you're wrongfully convicted, and the last resource that you have is to go to the Supreme Court because you have to go through a habeas corpus. I care about that because that means you will never. They're not looking at you. They don't care. It showed across the board with the numbers. They don't care about us. And I'm speaking from the African American
And
side.
this is something that you're passionate about.
I am.
Because of,
I am.
Yeah,
For
your
obvious
background.
reasons,
Yeah,
right. For
so
obvious
So why
reasons.
didn't Obama elect those Supreme Court members then when he had a chance to
He
do
told everybody, the person who came, when Trump got into office, he said, elect the right person because that gave Trump the first 2 seats. We said it again, but everybody was paying attention. Oh, the abortion law, immigration. They were not paying attention. So now people are like, well, wait a minute. He has the House, he gets the Senate, and he gets the Supreme Court.
Absolutely.
That means there's nothing.
So why didn't Obama elect his people when he was in office?
He did not. So you have to understand. So the only time that those seats come up is they retire, they die.
Right.
There was nobody. There was no seats to fill.
At that time.
at the time, yeah.
Well, Trump
Just-
won. It's a men's world.
So that's just your feeling.
Ain't nothing
Plain
you can do
simple.
about it.
I mean, no, there's nothing we can do about it. You know, the best chump won. I mean, the best man won.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it.
I think a lot of people want to see, a woman, black woman, even though she ain't black, but we accept everybody.
That wasn't my stance.
Yeah,
No,
but
that wasn't my stance either.
Some people want to see her in office, and then also because of women's rights, which
That was not my stance.
no,
either.
I'm not saying you.
But if you,
saying some
if you
people.
but
Some people,
but listen, the majority of people were misinformed.
A lot of people were.
they
Yeah.
were, and
They
it was
don't
less,
read.
and it was less people that voted this year too.
There was 1 million people that didn't vote.
That did not vote,
There was 144 million people that voted.
and less people voted for Trump this year than they did when he actually ran.
That's because there was a lot of Latinos that came out and voted.
So what does that mean for the Latinos? Since, I know some of them are, citizens, but now he's talking about if you became a citizen through marriage or whatever, he's still deporting you.
They don't think it's going to affect them.
But it will.
It
Why?
will.
But why you think they don't think that it's going to affect them?
Because they felt like when Trump was in office the last time, that's a lot of people got their papers fixed. But what they don't realize is the first 2 years was Obama's policies. That's, again, they were misinformed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back and say, I'm going to state my statement as to why I think it's a woman's world, especially within the African American culture. Women, African American, are superseding men in their jobs, in their education.
True.
And that's the only reason why I take that stance. Latino women, they stay home.
Yeah.
Their men take care of them. White
Yeah.
women, they stay home. Their men take care of them.
Yep.
We get out there. We it's just embedded in us to get out there, hustle, get what you need to get done to make sure your family is okay, regardless if you have a man or not. And so that's why, to me, it's a threat. Because she was the most educated, qualified candidate.
Absolutely.
If you look at her background, You know why they were nervous? Because she would have been the first president that understood the judicial process and everything else. So you know when you dealing with somebody like that, oh no, you're not fixing to fuck over her.
Yeah. I would agree with you 100% on that. But again, I don't think her policies. I don't know. I didn't hear nothing different from the Biden's administration.
That's fair enough.
It was just kind of like, I support Biden, I support this, but the fact that he dropped out of the election, like a couple
July?
It wasn't enough time for them to even elect anyone or even look and see if they had
to get
anyone
somebody else.
Yeah,
and that was and that was a big problem.
That was a huge problem, and so it seemed like she just kept along with that same thing.
And nobody knew her because throughout the year
you didn't see her.
You never seen her.
Right.
They never put her in the limelight. They never talked about what she did.
But I think he won because he didn't have a strong enough opponent.
No,
I don't believe that.
He won because of skin color.
I totally disagree.
So when I say a strong,
I think he won because
people voted.
he's also
People voted.
business-minded.
No, people. He filed bankruptcy 12 times.
He's still $1 million now.
when I say he didn't have a strong enough opponent, I'm saying because she was a woman, and not because she's not smart, but what I'm saying because she's a woman, and I don't think America was willing or ready to embrace that type of change.
Yeah.
So
there was a lot of men that
it's
said
a man's world, right?
Well, a lot of
do
men
you think
said
it's
that.
a man's world? It's okay if you do.
I mean, in a sense, I guess I'm torn because in a sense, it very much so is a man's world. But like Mimi said, women are really coming through and dominating.
But she's only talking about African American women or black women. She's not talking about white women.
When you look,
She's-
when you make up the population,
white women too.
When you make up the population, why do you think that they're so nervous? They're nervous because they are losing. They are now becoming the minority.
The minority.
So
the men?
Caucasian people.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we was talking about men and women.
I mean, but we are, but it still coincides with why I feel like women. Listen, I don't care how you look at it. Don't no man want to think that a woman can supersede them in anything that they do. So we become a threat. We become a threat. Period. In general.
Well, look at. I mean, just to go off course for a second. Look at Nick Cannon. He said that he didn't want to live in Mariah's shadow, which you were going to live in her. Mariah's a megastar.
Yeah.
I mean, you're Nick Cannon,
And
but this is
insecure.
Mariah Carey. So he said that. He said it was because of his insecurity as a man that his marriage failed. Because he didn't want to be known as
Mariah
Mr.
Carey's
Mariah.
husband.
Yeah, Mr. Mariah.
Child, he a pussy.
Now listen.
No real man gonna let no woman dominate like that. I'm sorry.
No, but
Ain't no man a
But
real man.
that's the thing. She didn't dominate.
She didn't.
that was his own insecurity.
Yes, it wasn't Mariah.
But listen.
So he's a
You.
pussy.
The statement is it a man's world? I say no. Do I feel like men should step into that leadership role? I most definitely damn sure do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if men don't step into their role, then we become the chain of command becomes lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
You understand what I'm
I agree with
saying?
Mimi.
So do I feel like I want that to be true? Of course I do. I say it all the time. Where are my male leaders?
Yeah.
I say it all the time.
Yeah.
When was the last time we had a leader?
Trump.
Girl, please.
He is not a leader.
That's Barabbas.
I mean, y'all gotta
The
admit.
Apprentice, really?
He's not a leader.
I mean, he made money. He's a businessman. He's not a politician.
He's dumb.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's dumb.
It just
And
goes
it's
to
all
show
fake
that
news.
it just goes to show that if you got the right skin color, anybody can become the president.
Do you know? Do you listen?
know about that
do
one
you
yet.
know? Listen. Do
Yeah.
you know that? Okay, out of the exit polls, it
You
was 20
cater to the right people. He catered to the right people.
Okay, so why do you have black people vote for him?
No.
Latinos vote
Because
for
they're
him?
trying to get their stimulus money
Hillbillies.
again.
Right.
No, hold on. So out of the exit polls, there was 22,000 people. Okay, there was 144 million people that voted. If you do the percentage, it was only 10 battleground states that they took that 22,000 from. That's 0.01.5%. Of that percentage, there were 58 white people that voted, and of that percentage, 38% were uneducated. 18% voted for him, and then 53% Latino men voted for him. So if you want to look at it, they voted for who looked like them. Because he didn't have any policies. He said, "Oh, I'll figure I'll get to it when I can." He didn't have a fucking policy.
Well, he had the Project 2025 that
and
he
you know
just
what?
didn't want
And
to
he
speak on it.
and then he admitted to it because
Right.
he admitted to it 2 days after he got
After he got elected.
Yeah. Well, that's the best. That was, of course, that was time.
that was the
everything.
agenda, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's not real. Oh, it is real."
Yeah.
And nobody's thinking about the trickle down effect.
But you tell a person a lie, they'll believe it anyway.
Oh, yeah, it's easy to believe a lie.
Yeah.
It's easier to be the lie than the truth.
Yeah.
That's just like with men. They lie to you, you be like, oh no, that's not true. And then they tell your ass
What
the
world
truth. Girl, that's how women be. That's why they trick them. That's why I said it's a man's world. Because they step and tell you lies, they feed you lies, and you think that's the damn truth. Then when they tell you the truth, you think the truth is a lie. Like
Manipulation.
That's
manipulation.
You okay? That's personal. Baby, you a little personal. Oh, okay. I think it was personal because she is over here. I mean,
baby,
We felt that in her spirit.
before. It done all y'all ass.
No.
Yeah, it has, but you know, you're supposed to forgive and move on.
Girl,
Peaches, you
please.
gotta
I
forgive,
see
move
through the
on.
lies.
I done forgive and moved on. I don't believe shit that come out of motherfucker mouth no more.
They gotta prove it to you, huh?
Action speak louder
And so,
than
who you think
words.
lied more, a man, or a female?
A woman.
Females.
Of course.
We great at it.
Yeah, we're better at it.
We're better at it, man. We got the whole damn thing figured out from beginning
Yes.
to end. If we
We
try to
cheat-
cheat,
So, having said that, is it still a man's world?
absolutely.
I believe it is.
I'm still waiting on you to tell me why it's a man's world.
Because it is the man is the head and we're the neck.
No, that's the chain of command. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
That's the way it should be.
That's the way it is. I prefer to work for a man than a woman.
Why?
They're too emotional. They get pissed off, and
Yeah, I do. I'm the same way. I'd rather work for a
I
man.
can't agree with that.
I would not. I do not like him.
I can't agree. I can't agree with that.
Yeah,
I would rather work for a woman than a man.
Me too.
You rather work for a woman?
Yes.
Oh hell no.
I've been with the same boss for 19 years. The lady is phenomenal.
Is she older?
No, she's about 10 years older than me.
Okay.
She's a good chick though. I mean, she's a good lady. But
Yeah.
I mean,
You're
I'd
lucky.
rather. Well, that's what they tell me.
Yeah, you lucky.
Yeah. Now, she is Caucasian, which I don't know if that means anything.
Oh,
No,
she's
no.
inferior of you. Yes, she is.
No.
No, I don't believe
no,
that.
I-
don't believe that.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that either.
No, because you know what?
She
when
just
I-
has a good. She's a good-hearted
Yeah.
person. She looks at people as a person and not as a product or an employee
commodity.
number or commodity.
Oh,
you know, she
okay.
looks at you as a person.
Right.
You know, and that's rare in corporate America.
Okay.
Yeah, and I could speak to that because like the first lady who actually trained me,
Yeah.
she was like,
she's
hey,
taught-
I'm gonna groom you so you can take my position. She could have chose anybody, but she didn't, and
she's
taught white.
she's taught me a lot over the 19 years. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, she's moved me up the company, up the ranks in the company. So I mean, I don't. Yeah.
And
I'd
I
rather
feel
work
like
for a
female
woman.
bosses they feel threatened, like you gonna take their job.
I worked for a guy, and to me, he was chauvinistic. So that's just me, though. I mean, he just felt like men are more superior than women in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I
he's
ain't
one of
that-
those.
I love my male bosses, boy. I'd be like, they so
Yeah,
laid back.
And he was a Caucasian guy. And I don't know if color matters, but he was a Caucasian guy, so he was one of them.
No, I don't think I've ever had a black boss. All my bosses have been white.
I've had a black boss. I don't want a black male boss. It ain't gonna.
It ain't gonna work out.
No.
And why you say it wouldn't work out?
'Cause it's a man's
Now you looking around like I want to hear this. Tell me why it wouldn't work out.
Because it's a man's world.
It just ain't gonna work out. I would never.
Nah,
I
that-
would never work under another black boss. Another black.
No, so okay, tell us about your experience with the first boss then.
Just gonna put me on.
I want to hear. I want to know.
Okay, we got into an entanglement.
Oh, okay, all right. Enough said.
So
Move
we gonna
on.
leave it at that.
Move on.
Of course, this was in my.
You was in the office.
Of course, this
You
was in my 20s.
You was in the office.
It was-
behind
I wouldn't
closed doors
dare
talking about
do
you
it
had
now.
meetings, huh?
It was
I wouldn't dare do it now. It was in my 20s.
sounds like a Clinton Lewinsky thing.
No, it wasn't no Lewinsky.
Oh.
Oh,
You
no.
didn't need nothing on the suit
dress?
up the dress.
Lewinsky. Nah, I was in my early 20s. Lewinsky didn't come till I was almost 30.
No, I said the event.
She
was
left
like
it
a-
on the desk.
Oh, okay.
Girl, bye. I'm just not.
You just now called it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Went all over my head.
Yeah.
I gotta watch Peaches.
What about you, Renee?
But
As far as what, male or female boss, I prefer women.
Do you really?
see?
I think they're a little bit more empathetic when it comes to like your family life.
My bosses have been. I'm telling you,
I
my
agree
bosses
with
have
that.
been so laid back. It's ridiculous.
Well, you've been lucky. I mean, you're one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
And I've had about 5 male bosses.
Do you think looks play a part when it comes to getting jobs in corporate
Yes,
America?
I do.
Yeah, I think so too.
I do.
Yeah.
You think so too?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think it plays a big part in it. Yeah.
Especially if a man is hiring you.
No, it could be a man or a woman.
Man or woman.
Yeah.
And don't be natural.
Because-
Don't go in there with that natural hair. Not in the beginning.
Because I've been told I was hired because of my smile. So, I mean, that's why I was asking that.
Well, y'all know I had a goal too when I first went to corporate. Now listen, I know that shit's funny, right? I did. So listen, I had this conversation with my mom the other day. So when I first started working, I worked for a Fortune 500 company.
Okay.
That's a small company. It probably had like maybe 500 employees.
Yeah.
So something just got in me. I want to go work for downtown. So I go and I interview. Right, I'm going for a contract position, and the lady was like, she was like, "Oh, your resume is impeccable." Blah, blah. And then she said, "Do you mind if I ask you something?" I said, "No, go ahead." She said, "Well, what possessed you to get that in your mouth?"
Oh.
Now, mind you, I got my goal when I was 13,
Yeah.
and I looked and I was like, the audacity. But then I went home. And I said, well, if she sees me like that, everybody else is gonna see me.
Exactly.
Certainly. So I went and had it removed.
Yeah.
I had already applied for a job at Shore Oil Products. And right as I got it removed, they put a temporary cap. And so I go in there and I get called in for an interview. I don't think if I'd have had that gold tooth in my mouth, I would have got that job.
Probably
You say
not.
you think if you would have had to go tooth in your mouth?
Yeah, I
you-
wouldn't have got it.
Yeah. But I wonder, I mean, isn't that like considering stereotype?
Didn't
It
matter.
is.
Didn't matter. How can you prove it?
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't prove discrimination unless it's blatant.
Wow. I mean, I guess it makes sense though.
Then maybe y'all can prove that Donald Trump was discriminated against.
What?
Yeah.
Elaborate on that.
Let me
honey.
take a drink on
Yeah.
that. How so?
Biden
Elaborate.
stole the election the last time.
Girl, shut the front door. You just being controversial right now.
She just
There's no
talking.
way in hell you
Yeah,
believe that
she
shit.
is.
She just talking. Oh no.
You don't believe that.
How?
Well, what happened this time?
They stole it.
Elon Musk stole it. Starlink. Look it up.
Starlink.
Elon Musk didn't steal
Oh,
shit.
you think? You,
I seen the video that you're talking about.
Baby.
That's
So do you-
conspiracy
so did
theory.
you? But did you watch the numbers that night? Did you
I
stay?
watched all that. Yes, I did.
You did. You stayed up till
It's a man's
1 o'clock in the
world.
morning.
That's the reason why the man won. They didn't want.
You want to
no
know why I
woman.
think he won?
Why?
I think God gave us a choice.
Oh Lord.
I do. I think He gave us a choice.
Here we go with God.
I'm just you. I'm telling you
What
why.
God got to do
I
with
think
it?
God
What
gave us a choice.
happened?
I think
God
He
came
said,
down and said,
No. I think God
Y'all
said you have a
need to
choice between the
vote.
people, or you have the choice between this. And then based upon that, He let the people vote because we have free will. Now, based upon our free will, there's going to be a lot of suffering. And so, because He allowed, because everybody's like, oh, He's a man of God and He's this. Yeah, He was the chosen one. He was the chosen one to bring wrath. He was the chosen one to bring
Antichrist.
tribulation.
but why would your God let people suffer?
Because we have strayed away from Him.
But why? He loved everyone. He shouldn't want to see his people struggle. So why do your God allow
Because
people
we don't
to
love Him.
travel?
We prefer sin over.
Where's the sin coming in this with the election? How can you put sin into this? How is sin affecting this?
No, I think the people who are like old Christians and old Christian values, they seen a man and they said there's a man of God and we're gonna. Not a lot of them are like, now you look at a lot of them are like, can I take my vote back? It's too late now.
Those are selective Christians because they pick and choose what they want to follow.
I know you're a Christian woman. Do you feel like God had a part in this?
God has a part in
Everything.
Everything, darling.
Typical Christians.
God has a part in me waking up and breathing air into my lungs every morning.
But if the house caught on fire, you'd be dead.
No, I wouldn't.
You know, he might. Lord might have a miracle.
Yes. Yes.
And that, just like when he woke you up that day, when
What
your
day?
house was, when you was
Yeah, I
boiling
was
that
smelling.
sausage.
No, she said that was her mama.
That was my mama.
She didn't say that was God, but
I
she
sure
said that
did
was
not.
her mama.
That was my mama.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yep, I sure did. That was my mama that woke me up, and I got up and I went in there and I turned the all off and I went back in the room and got in my bed and went to sleep.
He sent your mama
I'm still.
to wake you up.
Well, whatever. It was my mama.
So you really think that Biden stole the election?
Yeah, Biden
Oh,
stole
no.
it. That's what Trump said. That's
So
why
you-
he stormed the Capitol.
Oh,
Were you one of those people that stormed the Capitol?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Were you in agreement with it?
No, that wasn't right. They shouldn't have did that because people died that day. You know, people got hurt and
You
all
can't.
that. A lot of people went to prison too and still
Did you
in
care?
prison. About what?
Oh no!
Hell
He,
no, it
no,
wasn't
he's
about
already
me.
he's already said everybody that was convicted. He's overturning all.
Oh,
of
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
He's
I
already
mean,
said that.
just like Diddy. Diddy ain't going to prison.
So Diddy in a man's world?
Yeah, Diddy.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
seen how he kicked Cassidy ass?
No, you didn't get what I asked you.
What?
He's in a man's world right now?
Oh yeah, he's definitely in the man's world. I wouldn't want to be in his position.
He's in a man's world. Huh?
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying. What?
No, nothing.
But y'all know, like
I don't
they
have
said,
anything to say.
the
So,
what-
Lord blessed y'all with Trump. They said it, I didn't.
Well, it might not have been a blessing. It might have just been a curse
That
for
was a
to
curse.
wake up.
To wake us up.
yeah, that was a curse.
So you may look at it like a blessing because of your belief or whatever you got going on, but
I look at it as like a blessing because when the Republicans are in office, I make money. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel sorry for the poor and the unfortunate and all that kind of
so
stuff.
it's either rich or poor. Which one are you? It's either rich or poor.
Yeah.
Ain't no in between.
I'm
Which one are you?
rich.
You rich? Okay.
I'm rich.
You heard
I'm
it
a real
here.
big
So
time.
a lot of people did say they voted on. A lot of people voted on the I
Yeah.
and not the we.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
And-
kind of
and
selfish,
let's-
though.
No,
And let me be
but
clear.
again, that's why I'm going back
Yeah.
to.
And so let me be clear, just in case people are like, oh, she must have voted for Trump. No, I didn't. I voted for Kamala. And the only reason why I
Her
voted
name
for
is Kamala.
Harris. So, and the only reason why I voted for her was because of the women's rights thing. You know, I don't appreciate in the state of Texas that, you know, if you get pregnant or anything like that, you can't have an abortion. It's illegal to have abortion in Texas. Your daddy, your uncle, somebody can rape you and you got to travel to California.
Well, I
or
heard there's
wherever.
modifications on that. I
Okay,
mean, is
maybe
it,
so.
No,
But regardless,
no.
I don't think no woman should be told what to do with her body.
I haven't
don't
heard about
care.
any modifications.
Yeah, I haven't
You
heard
haven't?
about it. In, yeah,
No,
Yeah.
and it's on a state level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
I don't
why.
like that.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay. I have 4 girls.
But if that wasn't the case,
You
I
wouldn't-
would.
yeah.
Well, at least I appreciate you took one thing that you liked.
Oh, that was
right?
the only thing I liked.
Well, here was my stance on it as far as the abortion thing. There are a lot of children who are born, and especially in the state of Texas, the mother takes the majority of the rights, regardless of what the dad wants, right? And if you look at the numbers, the majority of the people that are on child support who gets affected are African Americans. License, credit, home, driver's license. So I don't look at what everybody else look. I'm drilling down to say, who is it really affecting? And when they did that, you think about it. If you look at the numbers, it is not Caucasian people. It is everybody else. So the only thing they wanted to do was preserve who they were, because they are becoming the minority.
Oh yeah.
And so it affects everybody else, because you think about it, if a person gets pregnant at 17 and she's in school and the parents are already struggling, what happens to the child? The child is born in poverty.
Well, statistically speaking, who are the ones getting the abortions?
White women.
Yeah. Secretly. Yeah.
Who are the ones getting the abortions? So why do you think that law was put into place?
To preserve them.
Yes,
Yeah.
they need them to procreate.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
With our melanin men.
Yeah, but it's still
Because they need the melanin.
So they're not preserving the race because it's becoming a mixed race.
And there is a lot of mixed people.
Well, I think they do want that. They do want the races to mix. And I think I watched too much of Get Out, the movie.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my God.
Because, we're dominant, we're stronger, we're faster, we're smarter.
Genetically, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think so.
I mean, regardless of all that, I don't think no man has a right to tell a woman what to do with her body.
I
Period.
agree. Yeah, no, I agree.
You
I agree with
and
that.
so when she lost, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, well, there that goes. Well, it don't really affect me.
So what do you think this means for, you have a niece, right?
I have niece and grandchildren and all that.
So what do you think this means for them?
That mean we just got to take a trip to California, if that be the case.
Or get contraceptives, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing, but sometimes they fail. And if they do, we got to take a trip. A lot of people not fortunate enough like that.
Yeah. Now, I heard the state of Texas still does have the morning after.
Yeah, all of them do. Yeah, you can still get a Plan B pill.
Now, what's crazy is they have the contraceptives, right? Mm-hmm. But when, like, the recent young lady who was 21 who died, right, because she had pregnancy complications, and she needed to have what they would consider as an abortion.
A DNC. Is it a DNC?
No, it was probably a medical type deal.
It was a medical thing,
where if the
and she
baby's
wound
caught
up
up in
dying.
a tube. Now,
I
think those are the only, exceptions. Because you have to.
No, there's no exceptions. That's why she died.
Exceptions.
Yeah, they wouldn't help her.
They have
wouldn't help
no
her.
exceptions.
That was my
Sure
stance.
that, because
she died. It was on the news.
Died,
It was
if you have a
that's a third case here in the state of Texas.
They have no exceptions.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the family need to sue them.
It's no,
You can't.
You can't sue.
Y'all sure about that?
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay. 3 against 1.
No, you can't. And the doctors won't touch it because they don't want to go to
be
jail.
sued, right?
No,
Right.
they go to jail.
Right.
Yeah, well.
No, it's a criminal offense. They
Yeah.
go to jail.
And that's the reason why I say it's a man's world. They make laws, and there it is.
But who?
And nothing you can do about
But
it.
who makes these type of laws?
The
Outdated,
men.
older.
And then you got
Caucasian
women that don't even
men.
don't even contest it.
But we have a responsibility, y'all. We can throw it all to anybody, but again, we don't read. We're not educated. We live in a box. Mm-hmm. What this did for me was to say, I teach my kids credit. Mm-hmm. I teach them laws, morals, but this is going to be a part of the agenda now.
Yeah. Just like I agree with Trump on the whole educational thing. They ain't teaching these kids shit in school any damn way.
No, but hold on.
So you agree for him to defund the
Department of Education.
The Department of Education, the public school system?
I don't.
I don't. I'm gonna tell you why.
I
Because
pay taxes and I don't have no children in school. And
Now
I don't
you
think,
don't. Now you
I
don't.
don't think I
But
should
you
be
have
paying.
grandkids.
That ain't got
But
shit to do with me. They got parents. I don't think I need to be paying taxes and I don't have any children in school.
Wait a minute.
I don't think that I should be paying income taxes on my money that I make that's already taxed. Let's talk about that. You pay taxes on money that's already taxed that you work for. Why are you paying money on money that's already taxed?
Well, for me, it directly affects us because I have 3 students in my household that are on the IEP program and 2 with disability. And so now they're going to leave it up to the state. And if the state takes it away, what happens to those kids? Because now I got to come out of my pocket to figure out how I'm going to educate those kids.
Right.
You may be able to write that off on taxes.
No, you won't.
How you know?
We don't. The whole. Or how are your taxes right now? Because you're still writing on Trump.
My
And those
taxes are good.
and those
with Trump.
write-offs. And those write-offs.
So let me say this. When the Republicans are in office, my taxes are good. When those Democrats in office, I owe. Like,
I ain't never
I
owed.
owe.
I ain't never owed.
Yeah, I owe.
Well, you
And
have
it's-
dependents, right?
Yeah, you have dependents.
I don't think she
I
has
don't
any.
have no
Yeah.
dependents. And the tax
But you got a
bracket that
business
I'm
now, so you got a
in-
lot of write-offs.
There you go. But anyway, don't say that out loud.
If you'd asked me a long time ago, I would tell you to do
I'm
it.
just telling you. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get it. And a lot of times I wouldn't even voice as far as like who I was with because I'm in a different tax bracket. So I can't say, oh, I'm going to vote for them. No, because that's how you were programmed to do. Black people were programmed to vote for Democrats. And they don't give a shit about us.
I'm
None of them really, if you think about
I'm
it, because they all
independent.
puppets.
I'm independent.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, Because either way it go, they puppets. They don't really make no laws. They don't really have no say-so at the end of the day. Trump is in a better position because, like you say, he control everything.
That's a scary position.
Yeah. And a lot of people are scared. Hell, I would
As
be
well
too
as
if
you
I'm
should be.
poor. If I'm poor, I'd be scared too.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
I'd be
you-
snatching a lot of shit away.
It's not
It's
about
not
that.
just
It's
about
not
the
not-
rich and
yeah,
poor.
It's not.
You just said you was rich, so now you poor.
I said a lot of
She
poor
said
people.
if she was.
Oh, okay. I
would
thought
be
you said you was
scared.
poor.
No, I would be
Yeah.
scared if I was poor.
No,
You should be scared.
It's not
even
economically
in spite
speaking.
of.
Yeah, economically
because
speaking.
it's gonna come and affect you. You're a black woman.
How's it gonna come and affect me?
Watch.
Give me an example.
Just wait and see.
I just want to know how
She
it's gonna
said, give
affect
an
me.
example, Trina.
Yeah.
Girl, he not for us.
No. See, that's the other thing that people always say. He's not any decisions that this man make. He cannot make it for one particular group. We are Americans. Are we not Americans anymore?
He's making it for his group of people.
So-
Okay, so give me an example. What can he do that only benefits the white people and not the blacks, the Hispanics, and all that, the Chinese and everybody that's been here? What can he do that only benefits white people?
I'll tell you one thing he's about to do.
I want her to tell me.
Okay.
I don't know what he can do.
See,
what
okay,
he,
so go
what he gonna
ahead.
do that'll only affect just Caucasian people and not
Right.
everybody else.
Okay, so what is it he can do?
So who marches? Who does other marches?
Black people.
Black people. And who else? Probably Latinos, right?
I don't really see too many Latinos. Yeah, sometimes, a little bit.
And some white folks. And you got some white folks out there.
A few handful.
Okay,
Throwing out
so
there.
he just rolled out. He's about to roll out a bill that's already presented. It was announced in the House 2 days ago. That says I'm gonna sum it down to a low level where
I
everybody
already know what you're about
understands.
to say.
What am I gonna say?
About if he feel like you against the United States, he's going to send a militia in to come and arrest you.
No.
Which
So
one you
anybody
talking
who
about? Okay.
anybody who owns a nonprofit and they have donors, and those donors march and they feel like it's a terroristic threat in any form, they now take away their state taxes for their nonprofit, and then those people they get flagged. So who's going to be donating to the nonprofits, and who do the nonprofits take care of?
Then we have to define what is terroristic threat.
We don't. They do.
They do.
Yeah, it's already defined.
Oh, is it?
He's making
No,
changes.
he's making it up as he goes.
So we still have to define terroristic threats.
That's a lot of defining.
So what is a
A
terroristic
terroristic threat is if I think it's a group of people. If you make a civil threat or any kind of threat, it could then be identified as a
Yeah.
terroristic threat.
It's just like if you call the bank and say it's a
But we're
bomb.
we're the only ones who are marching on shit
And he
that
knows
affect.
it.
He
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
this. We are.
I think you're reaching on that one.
Okay. Listen, I can tell you everything that I look at is the trickle down
because
effect.
you have to define what is a terroristic threat.
No,
'Cause
we
if you
don't.
call
We
a government
don't.
building and say it's a bomb, that's a terroristic threat. That is a terroristic
And who stormed
threat.
the White House?
The white folks.
Okay, but they
And
were,
the black folks and
were they
the-
associated with a nonprofit?
No, they wasn't.
Exactly.
They wasn't.
And what
Would
was
you
black?
consider
What was
that a
what was
terroristic
black?
threat, though?
I thought it was a terroristic
Okay,
threat.
what was Black Lives Matters? Was that a nonprofit?
I don't think that's
Yes,
a
it was.
terroristic
It
threat.
It was.
But what happened? That's still going
What
on,
hap-
right?
No.
It's not.
I mean, if it
because
exists-
they found out
if
they
it
was
exists-
fraud. That's why.
So listen.
Oh my God.
So you asked me. So you asked her how would it affect you, right?
Yeah,
so,
I want to know how it's going to affect.
So
me.
economically, do you think prices are going to go up?
I think they're going to come down.
Oh no.
So
Yeah,
if they
because
can,
that's what Trump promised.
listen.
No, I'm just, that's what she's.
I don't think they're gonna come down.
Listen, so if you boot out, let me see. So Texas has 1.7 million immigrants. And I think the other state that has 1.2 million is California. Everybody else has like in the 100,000s, right? So if you deport more than half of those people, what are they tied to? They work, right?
Yeah.
So if you have no employees, because ain't nobody gonna work for fucking $7 and $11. People have already said that they're not doing that shit,
Okay.
right? What
When
happens?
you say people, what people?
Yeah, what
just
people?
in all, just across the board. There's no.
And
there's
I
no-
don't think they work for $7-11 no more because you go to McDonald's and make
they do.
$15 an hour.
Oh ma'am, those people that clean those buildings,
They still making that.
they still making that.
Well, yeah, because they accept that.
And that's
No,
her
'cause they don't
point.
mind working.
But that's her point.
Okay, I get that point, but it's just like what Trump say. We need to preserve the jobs for Americans.
But who's gonna work them?
Right.
Well,
If
So
they're-
if the corporation increases the prices, who absorbs the prices?
The
You got-
consumer.
everybody
the
know that the
consumer does.
consumer does that.
Okay, so why would you
But
not
that's
think
not-
that? Why would you not think that prices wouldn't go up?
As far as what,
So
food?
everything.
Everything.
So okay, so when you driving down the street and you look at a construction worker, who's out there?
That's because they want to be out there.
No, who's out there though?
The Mexicans.
And so what happens to your infrastructure when you
when
put
you
them out?
take them away.
Well, that gives the opportunity for the black folk to come in now.
Don't you think the opportunity's already there?
It's already there.
They're not applying themselves.
because they don't want that.
So who fault is that? What you mean they don't want?
They don't want those jobs.
Well, who fault is that?
I just want you
I mean, y'all try to make it seem like...
the point
I
is,
get the point. Trust me, I get the point. If he deport all these people, then all these jobs gonna open, and then everything gonna go up.
No, it's gonna collapse. Ain't nothing gonna open. Ain't nothing gonna open.
the jobs are going to be vacant.
The jobs are gonna be vacant, so that means it's gonna be
It's
open
gonna be a lot of
for-
unfinished buildings.
It's gonna be a lot of unfinished buildings, and so it's gonna allow the opportunity for other Americans to come in and get the job, but they
Other
don't want
Americans
that.
to come in to get the job.
Yeah, the black folk.
They don't want it.
They don't want it.
Well,
you think? Listen,
They don't want to eat. So
you,
what do they want to do? Be influencers?
Probably so. I mean, shit. I don't know.
I mean, come on, let's quit making excuses, and
I'm not making
I'm not
excuses
making
for
excuses.
them.
What is
I'm
it?
not.
That's just the reality.
That's the
of
reality.
it.
And then if you look at those positions, and if you look at the engineers and stuff, those are mostly Caucasian people. They take the high level positions. Nobody wants to do the work.
Right.
Well, you go get the degree so you can get the high level positions.
And then who's going to do the work? You got to have worker bees.
You do have to have worker bees, so you open it up so they can apply.
It's already open.
It's open.
My dad worked in construction for 25 years. He was a superintendent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is what I know.
So so leave the border open then.
That's not what I'm saying though.
I mean, they coming over from the border and getting the jobs. Are they not?
No.
They not.
No.
They just here. We
No.
just got a whole bunch of nationalized
But
Mexicans
did
here.
you know that the majority of the immigrants that are here overstayed their visa? It's not the people that are crossing the border.
They overstate their visa.
They overstayed their
That's
visa.
the reason why they need
Like
to be
Elon
sent back.
Musk.
That's
Like
the reason-
Elon Musk.
Yep. That's the reason why they need to be sent back, because you can't we cannot go to any country and stay. We cannot. This is the only country that just allow people
listen,
in.
but listen, at some point I'm not disagreeing with
Oh, I know
you.
you're
I just
not.
feel like there's a means and a way to do it, right?
Mm-hmm,
And so when I think about Trump, I think about those families who were separated. There was 3,000 kids that were separated from their family, and some of them
Yeah.
still are not united with their families. They were living in kennels.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look
I remember that.
when I look at the humanity aspect, again, I voted for the we.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't vote for the I, because at the end of the day, I do stand on my faith with God,
Yes.
right? And I tell people, okay, it may or may not come. You're right. I may be totally off with everything I'm saying, but my resolution relies with God, because I'll be hurt looking at everybody else and praying along the way and hoping that, hey, it won't be as bad as I think it is.
yeah.
Yes.
But if it is, we got to watch that.
Well-
and if you have any kind of umption about yourself or feelings about what go on with other people, I would think it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
But God is going to deliver everyone.
But Peaches don't have no gumption.
I sure don't. She ain't lying.
She
Baby, I
don't.
care about
Peaches is
me and my
lying.
family, baby.
Peaches is lying.
Ain't
I've had conversations with people.
I even told my son,
Girl,
honey,
she gonna tell you what you want
fly
to hear.
low up under the radar.
you know what? I think
Don't be a law-abiding citizen, son, because you know Trump talking about passing this law where he gonna give these folks immunity and all that stuff on the police force. So stay out of trouble.
He can be
That's what I tell
law-abiding, and then they just give him some trumped-up charges.
And again,
I like how you
got-
did that word
yeah.
play, trumped up charges.
Yeah. And again,
that part.
you
That was
have there's not just only white folks on the police force. There's black folks too, and they act like coons.
I have a couple black friends. They cool.
Exactly.
They cool. No, they cool.
So you gotta watch out for them too.
I mean, but they cool. You have to understand it's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
When you're in the police force, it's a brotherhood.
Yeah. So he gonna let that
And-
white man whoop your ass, and he gonna sit there and watch, and then pick your ass up and throw you in the car
I mean,
and say that the white boy was justified in doing it.
Because they stick
Yeah.
so
together.
it's a man's world, right?
It's a man's world. Again, and on that note,
Alrighty then. Peaches. That concludes our segment. We thank you guys for tuning in. And listen, guys, if you like what you've heard tonight, please go to our social media platforms, the Divas Dose Podcast Show social media platforms, and like and share our video. And head on over to our YouTube page and subscribe to our channel, the Divas Dose Podcast Show.
and also live from the Pentagon.
Go ahead. You
Go ahead. You say
Yeah.
it.
And also go to the Live from the Pentagon platform as well. I believe they're on IG, and you can watch our videos there as well. Yeah.
Okay.
They're on
IG,
Facebook.
Twitter, Facebook,
TikTok, all of that.
all the
child.
social media platforms.
Yeah.
Live from the Pentagon and the Divas Dose podcast show. We in there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Peace, love, and increase.
All right, you guys. Have a great night.
Live from the Pentagon.